Oh, Jacob, I'm seeing something in the orbit of knowledge. I foresee a couple assholes who think they know how to make a TV show. Hola, geek fans! It's that time again. It's 4:30. It's Friday. We're shooting at the luxurious Goodrich Studios International, and this is Geeks at the Movies. My name is Shane Goodrich. I'll be your host this evening, and joining me, as always, is our illustrious lead writer, the Mr. Jacob Desert Hills.
What's going on, guys?
You know the deal by now, folks. This is movie and TV talk from our perspective. The geek perspective. So let's just start right off with geek news. We got so much. We got stuff about X-Men. We got stuff about Tomb Raider. We're talking about Iron Man. It's epic. Here we go. Item number 1. Disney and Lucasfilm have released yet another TV spot for Star Wars The Force Awakens. This one being very Finn-centric.
Yeah. So, if you don't know, Finn, he's the main one of the main characters in this new movie. In this TV spot, we see him doing some awesome stuff. We see him fighting a stormtrooper who seems to be pretty prepared to fight a guy with a lightsaber, it seems.
Yeah, what was that thing going on, folks? I don't know what that thing was.
Yeah, it's like up. It's a weird viral blade thing. But then we see a Finn in the Millennium Falcon shooting in the cockpit. Pretty awesome stuff. But I do want to talk about that one big shot where the stormtrooper, he's got that thing. And this goes along with the theory that people have been saying that these new stormtroopers of the First Order, they know how to fight people, they know how to fight Jedi, pretty much. They've been trained to do that. But what did you think about this TV spot?
I think it doesn't matter how much you train a stormtrooper, they don't know how to fight anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't expect that to change here. I'm expecting maybe that scene, maybe there'll be some back and forth because Finn is new. Like he's like the Luke from A New Hope.
Yeah.
But as soon as that guy fights any legitimate Jedi, any legitimate person, he's going to go down in one blow.
Yeah.
Right, that's what's going to happen. As for the actual spot, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It gave me a little more taste of everything. But it didn't blow my mind. There was no new crazy scene where I started geeking out about. It was like, okay, cool.
I thought this was a good culmination of all the other TV spots. Even though it focused on Finn more than Rey or any of the other characters.
Did the previous one focus on Rey? Now I'm thinking about it.
Pretty much all of them focused on Rey. So I think they did this to show that Finn is also he's also the main character.
It's like a duo.
Yeah, I think Rey is going to be the most predominant character out of the two, but I think he's going to be a very large role.
Well, who was the first character we saw with the teaser trailer? The very first character.
Yeah, we saw Finn.
Finn.
Yeah.
Popping up, sweating out in the sand. That was the first character we saw. So I actually, for a while, thought he was the main character.
Yeah.
And then, they showed more and more of her.
Yeah, and I think in that scene with the stormtrooper, I think that also shows that he's not very adept at using. He hasn't had a lot of experience with lightsaber because a stormtrooper can take him on. So I think he's still learning. I think but maybe,
he's at a very low level of a stormtrooper can take you on.
But maybe he, as a stormtrooper himself, he also learned how to wield lights, like the basics.
Basics of bladed combat.
Yeah. So I think that's why I think that's what was going on there. But I'm really excited to see exactly what. How experienced he is, and if he's going to, actually become a real Jedi further on in the films.
I want to see Rey use a lightsaber. Isn't she given a lightsaber at some point in one of the most recent spots? Han hands her, you might need this.
He hands her a blaster.
Oh, that's a blaster. Okay.
Yeah. People were saying that it might have been, but it was obviously.
It was a blaster. Okay.
But I do think that she is going to be a Jedi too. I think she's going to. Be the actual Luke of this trilogy, and I think she's going to be the one that's more Force sensitive. So I did like this TV spot, and I did like that it showed more of Finn, because I do think he's going to be a very large role in the film.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a fairly even split between both of those people. And then in the beginning they're going to be separated, and then they're going to come together on that desert planet where he crash lands, which I think that's what they're implying. He was in a fight, and they crash lands, and now he's lost in the wilderness.
Yeah.
All right, then let's move on to item number 2. It has now been confirmed that Edge of Tomorrow director Doug Liman will be directing the upcoming X-Men spin-off film Gambit. but the release of the movie has been pushed back to 2017. Jacob, I am shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked, folks. I can't believe it when they lost to the director and the movie got pushed back. I assumed it was going to come out exactly on time.
Yep. But obviously not, because they took their sweet-ass time getting a new director, but I think it was the right choice to get this director, and if they needed to take some time to make sure that he was the right director, I think that was a good thing to do. But I like Doug Liman because I've seen Edge of Tomorrow, and I really like that film. You haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow. It was with Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, your favorite actor, Tom Cruise, I know, but I actually want you to see this film because it shows that
I don't like Tom Cruise, Jacob.
I know, but it shows this guy really knows how to direct. But the marketing for Edge of Tomorrow was so awful. It looked so bad, and even after the movie came out, and they still messed up the marketing because they changed the name of the movie after it like came out on Blu-ray. They changed it to Live, Die, Repeat, which is an even worse title than Edge of Tomorrow.
What?
Yeah. So now people call it Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. All You Need Is Kill. All You Need Is Kill was the original title for the movie because that's the name of the book that is based off of, and that was the best title out of the three. And they didn't even go with that title.
Wow, that sounds astonishingly bad. I mean, this occasionally happens. There's the most recent Judge Dredd movie.
Yeah.
I remember seeing spots for it, like a trailer, and I'm like, this is bad. I'm not watching this garbage. Then it came out, and people were like, no, it's not bad. And I watched it, like, this is great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But the trailers look really bad.
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow was the exact same thing. And I think if more people saw that, a lot of people would be really excited for Gambit now because they said that this is what some people from Fox said, that Gambit is going to be like a weird, sexy heist thriller film. So I'm all in for the heist part. I really like heist films. I think they're really exciting, but sexy thriller part, I don't know what's going on there.
Please, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
Whatever that garbage is.
But I think Doug Liman is the right director to do it, and it is no surprise that it's coming out in 2017, but hopefully it'll be early 2017. And now we're only getting 6 movies in 2016. How are we going to live with ourselves?
Oh, I can't, Jacob. Oh.
Only 6 superhero movies.
I'm already to cry myself to sleep, but let's move on to item number 3 before I do that. It has been reported that Mathew McConaughey is in talks to play a major role in the upcoming adaptation of the Dark Tower series. Jacob, I don't know what the Dark Tower series is.
I do.
Excellent, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, so, the Dark Tower series is a series written by Stephen King. It's basically a series of 7 or 8 books now. I haven't read the newest one. It was one that he wrote like 5 years later that's like in the middle of the series. I haven't read it yet, but I did read all the other 7 books and I love them. They're a series that kind of connects like all of his other books together. Because the Dark Tower...
Wait, really? His books, they have nothing to do with each other? I thought they were independent.
Well, a lot of them have like subtle references to like other towns that events took place in, things like that. But a lot of them are like completely independent from each other. But the Dark Tower, what it is like the thing that connects all realities to each other. And so this was like the first series that introduced me to like alternate realities.
Interesting.
Things like,
okay.
That's why I really like comic books that take place in different timelines and things like that.
As you said before, you were a Stephen King fan when you were growing up. Like you read a lot of his like famous things.
Yeah.
I've never read a Stephen King novel.
I was a really big fan. I read Salem's Lot, which scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Then I read The Stand, which that was the haul to get through, like 1,200 pages. But then I read all of the Dark Tower series, and honestly, those 2 books are all you really need to read before you read the Dark Tower series because. Getting to Matthew McConaughey, he's people are saying that he's going to play the lead villain, who's Randall Flagg, who's also the lead villain in The Stand. So, and people were saying that he was going to play Randall Flagg in The Stand when they were really working on that adaptation a lot, but they kind of pushed that back now, and they're moving forward with this. So I think he's going to play the villain.
Okay. I'm still completely lost here.
Okay.
What is the Dark Tower? What is going on?
Well, a lot of people are saying that he could also play the lead, the lead role, the hero.
Yeah.
Who's Roland Deschain. He's chasing after the Man in Black, who is later revealed to be Randall Flagg.
Okay.
And
the Man in Black does what?
He's like the pawn of this major like background like emperor type character called the Red King.
Oh my god, this is really complicated.
I know. I was trying to keep it simple, but you asked me questions. But it goes really deep. Like it gets into like this really rich mythology that you get to that you really like. And he has like a band of people that becomes his crew as he goes on. There's some weird orbs that they're kind of like the Infinity Stones in the Marvel movies. It's really rich mythology, and I would love to see Mathew McConaughey in a villain role because we haven't seen that before. But what do you think? After absorbing all that information.
I think we should move on to item number 4.
All right.
The first trailer for the second season of Marvel's Agent Carter has been released. I will refrain from commenting. We'll let Jacob comment, and then I'll say what I have to say about this.
Well, I want to apologize for you having that be your first exposure to Agent Carter, because I really liked the first season of Agent Carter. I thought that it definitely dropped off towards the end of the season, but I thought the first 2 episodes were really well done, and then the episodes after that were also well done, but last couple episodes, not so much.
Oh, that's really bad. That's that phenomenon where you gotta end strong.
I know, but, well, like the last 10 minutes of the season finale maybe, but I was really still really excited going into season 2, and when I heard that the first trailer for the second season was released, I was like, okay, I'm excited to see this.
Let's do this.
Then I realized that it was one of those crappy commercial trailers.
Yeah, it's not really a trailer, it's a commercial TV spot.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, okay. And we don't really even get to see much. We get to see her fighting a little bit, we get to see a glimpse of Jarvis again. We don't even get to see Tony Stark's dad, because he played a major role in the first season, but you didn't even see him in this TV spot. So this did nothing to get me excited, but I'm still excited for the second season because I like at least the beginning of the first one so much. And hoping that they're going to continue on with how good the most of the first season was.
Jacob, what this TV spot did for me was made me go, they should cancel that show. That's what I thought. This show should be canceled. It's going to be canceled. That's also what I think. I think there's a good chance it's going to be canceled. It just looked terrible. I mean, it's kind of embarrassingly bad. Like, who made this? This is garbage.
Even the music choice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in the music. Why? It's a story.
It takes place in the 40s. Don't put that kind of weird.
It was all jarring. It didn't fit together. It was awkward.
Yeah.
Oh. So.
Yeah, but
I'm not excited.
Yeah, well, once I realized what kind of trailer this was, I knew that it was going to be bad. Like from the very first second. Even when they had like the announcer voice. Like they do that for like kid show trailers. Like
that was bad. The announcer voice. Okay, let's just get past this.
Okay.
Let's move on to item number 5. In a recent interview with the head of Mel Studios, a production studio in Montreal, Canada, stated that an X-Men project will be shooting there in 2017 with Bryan Singer as the director. Fox has shot 2 previous X-Men movies at the studio, First Class and the upcoming Apocalypse. Jacob, tell me what this means.
Well, I think this means that Bryan Singer, I believe this guy when he's saying that Bryan Singer is going to return to direct another movie. I don't know if it will be the beginning of a new trilogy or if it will be like just another like spin-off film. I'm not sure. But because it's shooting in 2017, probably going to come out in 2018. So I think that is the right amount of time for it to be the beginning of a new trilogy, maybe. Or maybe it'll just be like a major installment that won't have to connect to the other films.
You think they're going to connect or not?
I do think that is
there going to be a reboot?
I don't think it's going to be a reboot.
Okay.
I know they have to reboot Wolverine's character, like they have to recast him.
Yeah, but that's different because you can just pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah, I think they're going to take some time though. I think this movie is going to have no Wolverine in it, and then maybe the next movie will have Wolverine.
I don't know about that, Jacob. People need the Wolverine action. When is Apocalypse coming out? Is that coming out next year?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm pumped for X-Men Apocalypse. Matter of fact, now that I read this news that you wrote here, I haven't heard of anything from a bit. Like, is there a trailer or something coming out?
There hasn't been a trailer, but we talked about a couple shows ago. We talked about how Civil War is coming out. The trailer is coming out before
Star Wars,
The Force Awakens.
Oh yeah.
Same with X-Men. That's been announced too. So we're gonna get to see our first glimpse of Civil War and Apocalypse before this. We got to see this amazing movie. So I'm really pumped for that. They're gonna like blow our minds even before the movie comes on.
Wow, I'm almost speechless now. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I am not gonna watch them online first.
I am because I can't help myself.
It's only gonna be a few hours.
Yeah, we're gonna be like shooting before we even go see the movie, but I know. But I'll save that for later. But
oh right, yeah, I'll save that for later.
I want to talk about this just a second more. Because they shot First Class and Apocalypse here, and then they're returning here. I think it shows that they have confidence in this place.
Yes,
and they have confidence in Apocalypse because they're returning to it. So
that's a good point.
And obviously, Fox loves Bryan Singer. He's almost like at the point like in his career with his studio where he can do like whatever he wants.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they know that they can trust him and that he knows how to handle the X-Men projects.
He's delivered on the X-Men projects. I love the stuff that he's done with the X-Men. It's like sweet.
Yes.
Let's do this. All right, then let's move on to item number 6. According to a report from The Hollywood Reporter, Norwegian filmmaker Roar Uthaug will be directing a Tomb Raider reboot with Transformers 5 screenwriter Geneva Robertson Doret?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Jacob, Transformers 5 screenwriter, so this is interesting that you referenced that because we don't know what Transformers 5 is.
Yeah.
Has Geneva done anything other?
Nope. Not really.
All right then. So why did you include this in the show? What's of interest here? Are you a Tomb Raider fan?
Not like the classic video game series or the
Angelina Jolie ones.
I'm not a fan of those movies either.
Okay.
But, the video game franchise has recently rebooted itself as well.
Yes. I've seen videos.
I played that game and it was awesome. I loved that game. It was so good, and I'm actually really mad that Xbox One is getting the sequel before PS4 is. Cause I played PlayStation, and I'm really sad that we get it like a year after Xbox One. But
so tell me, like I saw it in trailers. I didn't actually play. I never played the game. The graphics looked really good in the trailers. It really like when you played it, it looked really awesome. Like,
yes.
Okay.
and it had like that really awesome like classic adventure feel to it. I really like that game. And I think they're trying to capture that with this with this new movie. And the filmmaker, Roar Uthaug, he hasn't like directed an American movie before. He's done like independent Norwegian movies.
Right,
before
Norwegian filmmaker.
Yeah, so they've gotten two like really unknown people to tackle this project. And so I don't really even know how to feel about the movie because
they got a Viking to direct it. That can't be that bad, right?
This awesome name, Roar. That's her first name.
Roar.
But I'm gonna remain, excited because now I'm a fan of Tomb Raider. So I want to see how this movie turns out. But we have to see Warcraft first, and then we have to see Assassin's Creed, which I'm even more excited than Warcraft because I'm.
Did they have Michael Fassbender for that?
Yes, and they got the director that directed him in Macbeth to do it. That movie looks amazing. So
when is that movie coming out? The Macbeth movie.
I think it comes out this year because I think they wanted it for Oscar consideration. So.
Yeah, we're gonna review that when it comes out. Here's the one problem I have while we're talking about this in my mind. I'm not a Tomb Raider fan. But I know about video game movies. Yeah. And you know the one thing that's true about video games movie, Jacob? What's true about them?
They're bad.
Exactly. They all suck.
Yes.
So this is very hard to get any kind of excitement for. I'm like, whatever.
But after we get a few good video games movies in a row, then I'd be excited about it.
Yeah, once we get like 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Because then the floodgates will open. People, it'd be like the comic book movies.
Yeah.
Once you get a couple of good ones, everyone's going to jump aboard the bandwagon, and we're going to get a bunch of them. And it'll be a mixed bag, of course, but they'll keep coming because they know they can work.
Yeah.
And that'll be great if that can happen.
They actually tried to do that, starting last year, but like made this new renaissance of video game movies that are actually good with Need for Speed, which I actually thought that was a good movie, but it was just a movie with Need for Speed like plastered on that.
See, I hate it's not action to do with video games.
Yeah.
It's not really a video game movie then.
Yeah, and then this year, like a couple months ago, they had Hitman, Agent 47, Oh, so bad.
Yeah, that's right. I heard it was bad.
I fell asleep in the theater.
Really?
That's how bad it was.
Wow, that's terrible.
And they actually got people from John Wick to direct the action scenes for that movie. And some of the action scenes were pretty good, but they were over CGI, and it just didn't look real.
They needed the right people together, and they didn't get them.
Yeah, hopefully these people will prove themselves with Tomb Raider.
See, here's one other thing I'm thinking about. Now that you mentioned that, so with Hitman 47, what's it called?
Yeah, Hitman Agent 47.
I'm thinking why some of those things happened was budget reasons.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these two people, I'm like, I'm guessing they don't cost too much.
Yeah.
That's not the best sign for me, Jacob.
Hopefully, there's either two options here. That they're saving their budget for the movie itself,
Possibly.
or they're forcing these people to work with a small budget and make them be more creative. Because that's something they do with big budget directors a lot. Like when they make a flop, they're like, "Here, we're gonna give you this smaller budget and force you to be more creative, not just do whatever you want." So, but I think
an optimistic outlook that Mr. Jacob Desitels has.
It worked for M. Night Shyamalan. In his newest movie, it was a very small budget. It was Blumhouse, which make really awesome.
I heard good things about that.
Yeah, so it works for big budget directors, but these people have very little experience, and I don't know if Tomb Raider is the right film for it, but I'm hoping it's going to work out.
All right, we'll see. Let's now move on to item number 7. Not long ago, the Martian director Ridley Scott said the title for the sequel to Prometheus would be Alien Paradise Lost. Yes, yeah. I know it's really stupid, obviously. Yeah. However, the director has now stated the title of the film will be Alien Covenant, and an official synopsis of the film states that a crew aboard the ship called the Covenant came across a world where Michael Fassbender's character from the first movie, David, is the only inhabitant. This seems better to me as a name, Alien Covenant, and it's just the name of the ship. Yeah. You know, I'm not blown away by it, but it makes sense. Yeah. Unlike the first movie, just stupid first name, which was so out of left field too, since he kind of was saying these movies don't have anything to do with each other.
And now it's like the complete opposite. Like
complete opposite.
These are absolutely going to.
These are alien movies. Yeah. They're part of the. It's alien. It's so ridiculous.
And I think in a future Blu-ray release for Prometheus, it's going to be retitled Alien Prometheus.
Yep.
This synopsis really catches me off guard, because where's Naomi Rapace from the first movie? Because remember, at the end of Prometheus, she left with Michael Fassbender's disembodied head.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
So where is she, and why is David's head the only inhabitant of this planet?
Oh, I have a random guess. She crash landed, and she died.
See,
and also he might. How long do the androids live? Can't they live for a long time? Because she could have just died.
Probably like forever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
So, like, maybe there was some weird technology that he connected to, and like he has like this weird, like, technology-based society.
Oh, it's like and he's like mother brain, or just like the brain in the vat, but it's controlling everything.
Yeah, like, and I think it's really interesting that he's also going along with the theme of naming the movie after the ship, because Prometheus was the name of the ship in the first movie. Now it's Covenant, and also in the synopsis it stated that they're coming here because they think it's a paradise, hence the original name Paradise Lost.
Right. So
they come here and then find.
But don't rip off classic literature like that. It kind of just sounds cheesy and stupid.
And then they come here and see, like, whoa, that guy had, it's just a head. He's like, hey, what's up?
Yo, how you guys doing?
Yeah, but Naomi Rapace, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that she signed on for this movie, so I think she's going to be in some form, but I was really hoping that it was going to be, her and Michael Fassbender going on a road trip, finding the world that of the, what were they called, the engineers?
Yes.
I was really hoping for that, because it would be a cool, like, sci-fi action movie, but also...
A girl in her head.
Yeah. It's
so stupid.
Like Michael Fassbender's head.
Right.
But,
makes it better, I guess.
Yeah. But the fact that Michael Fassbender is returning, because in Prometheus he wasn't really famous yet, but now with the X-Men movies and everything, he's a huge name.
Yeah.
So...
And he was awesome in Prometheus, by the way. He's my favorite character.
Yeah, and now I'm really excited that we get to see more of him. And I think it was really obvious that they were going to keep him around in Prometheus, because even though Michael Fassbender wasn't a big name yet, he was so good in that movie, and the character itself was really interesting.
It was also, you think you keep him around because of the past Alien franchise has had androids that have continued.
Yeah.
From like Aliens to Alien 3.
Yeah.
You know, that's we've seen that before, so I thought they might repeat that.
Yeah, and he was also a very like sinister character in Prometheus, but you didn't know whether to trust him or not. But
he was very ambiguous too, because he did bad things, but then he did other things that were like, I don't know. That's why his character was so good, because it was multifaceted.
Yeah, and because he's an android, I don't know if he's going to have changed since then. I don't know if they can have character development or not, but I think he's going to still be the same kind of character in Covenant, because you know he's going to be a character that you don't know whether to trust or not, because he's obviously going to be like ruling over this world in some capacity. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited in the change of name, and I really hope that we see Naomi Rapace return too.
Excellent. Stay tuned for Alien Covenant. We're going to review it. Now let's move on to a part of the show that we like to call Geek Talk. Oh yeah, baby. This is where we talk about anything from the Geekverse. Jacob, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the Iron Man Trilogy.
Ooh.
So I really liked the first Iron Man movie. It kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I really liked it. Iron Man 2, it was definitely a drop in quality. Iron Man 3, I liked more. I know you're going full thumbs down with
Full thumbs down.
But
I really not. You know, I hate on it. It's a relative thing. Relative to other films in the Marvel Universe, to me it's much worse. But as a film on its own,
yeah,
it's not bad. I wasn't bored when watching it. I got excited through a lot of scenes. I just got really pissed off when the Mandarin wasn't the Mandarin.
Yeah.
I felt that was insulting.
Yeah.
I really liked the way they were doing the Mandarin, the way they were setting him up, kind of mysterious. And I liked his weird accent. And then it was just an idiot Ben Kingsley playing this drug addict.
Yeah.
That turned me off.
Yeah, I liked Iron Man 3 a lot. But I was originally pissed off about that whole Mandarin thing, but then as I thought about it more, like I got more used to it, and then I saw that it fit with the director's style, but it didn't fit with the Marvel Cinematic Universe style. So Shane Black, he has a really strange way of directing movies, but he's also a really good director, and I think that worked for him, but didn't work for Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It pissed a lot of fans off.
Yeah,
and it just made me kind of think this is not real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not real now.
Did you ever see the one shot? It was called I think it was called Hail to the King, and it was about Ben Kingsley's character in prison.
And he has that big black bodyguard.
Yes.
Who takes care of him, I guess.
Yeah, and
yes, I've seen it.
And then at the end of that one shot, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but it shows that there actually is a real Mandarin out there, and that he wants to get revenge on.
Oh no!
He wants to kill Ben Kingsley because he shamed his character.
Yeah, he did shame. Ben Kingsley did shame his character.
Yeah.
But that's not your fault, Ben.
Yeah. Now let's back up to the very first Iron Man, which is definitely the best in the trilogy.
Yes.
And
yes.
A lot of people say it could be like the best solo movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For me, it's still Winter Soldier. Or either that.
No. They said so. Don't they mean? Oh, it's solo in general, not like origin movie. I was thinking origin movie.
Yeah, I really liked Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are my two favorite right now of the solo movies. But
those definitely. I mean, doesn't even come close. For origin, maybe.
Yeah. The first, because now there's how many 15
God, dude,
movies?
I don't know. I'm not doing the math right now, Jacob. Yeah. I'm not trying to count on my fingers.
Iron Man is possibly in either the top 7, top 5 or 7, something like that. But
let's just keep giving vague numbers.
Yeah, but he is but that movie really showed that Robert Downey Jr. knows he's a good actor, and he fit that role.
He embodied the Iron Man character.
Stan Lee even said he was born to play Iron Man, Tony Stark.
It was great. I remember watching the film at the very beginning, and he plays the arrogant asshole.
Yeah.
He's the military man, and he's dressed all up even when he's out in the desert and things go to hell. He gets captured, and he makes that first Iron Man suit, and the moment is so badass.
Yeah.
when he just comes out and just fucks all those terrorists up.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also, you know, there's some emotion in it because they're doing the thing where it's like, oh, there's only a few seconds left, you know, and that is kind of a trope I don't like.
Yeah.
But they play it well, and then his buddy, the guy that's been helping the whole time there, has to sacrifice himself just to give Tony more time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the whole thing's, they're both dead,
Yeah.
and the terrorists, they win,
Yeah.
basically.
And
And they actually had that guy in a cameo role
Yeah.
in, I think, Iron Man 2, maybe?
3.
Oh, Iron Man 3, I thought that was cool, they
Yeah.
put him in there.
Yeah. And then I also really like Tony and Pepper's relationship, because I don't like really like romantic stuff in my superhero movies, but I really like them. I think their chemistry works really well in the movies, and let's see more of that obviously in Iron Man 2. Now Iron Man 2, that this is kind of an issue because a lot of people hate this movie, but I really like it. Like it's definitely the worst of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, but I still like it.
I still like it too, but I also like shows like Arrow, which are terrible, right? So Iron Man 2 had a lot of problems. The thing is, I'm that geek that geeks out when I see, oh, it's Iron Man, he's fighting other superpowers.
Yeah.
I geek out about that, so I can overlook a lot of really stupid stuff in Iron Man
Like
2.
Mickey Rourke. Everything with Mickey Rourke in that movie is just not... From his first line, that like cry that he has at the beginning of the movie, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was really weird.
Just his whole outfit is just...
Like, they were trying to do this weird thing where he was a mix between the Iron Man villains Whiplash and Crimson Dynamo, because at the end he put on that full suit.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Crimson Dynamo, but it didn't work. I get the whole thing of like meshing characters together to make it like one single character, but his character as a whole just didn't work in that movie. His weird, like they shouldn't have made him Russian. Like first of all,
that was bizarre.
And if you wanted to make him Russian, don't get Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, please don't get Mickey Rourke to do that.
Yeah, but I still like the movie. I like the other villain, Justin Hammer. I like him. He was played by I can't remember the actor's name, but he's really good. I like him in everything I've seen him in.
What do you think about? See, now you're reminding me a few things about Iron Man, and one of the things I have a big problem with Iron Man. You know who he always fights in all three of his movies?
Other armored people.
Right. Oh, I hate when they do that. It's just like with Flash. Oh, you know the one people that challenge him? Other speedsters.
Yeah.
That's lame. I like them to be a little different. You know, it's fine for the first outing. Like Superman fights another Kryptonian for the first outing. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. But then they keep doing it. It's like, oh, this is getting repetitive.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I like about Iron Man 3. It's like, here we go again. You know, there's more.
Well, in Iron Man 3, it was mainly.
I know.
The guy with the weird extremist virus thing, and I actually liked at the end when he had that fight with that guy, and he was like melting beams with his hands. I actually really like that him, but they shouldn't have had the whole Mandarin thing like as the front, and then that in the background. They should have done it like the other way around, like have the extremist people like be under control of the real Mandarin.
Oh, okay.
Like that would have been more interesting, but. I really like the Iron Man trilogy as a whole. I'm hoping that they get the right guy to play Tony Stark. When they eventually reboot the character, and then I don't think they're gonna reboot the whole Iron Man series, but I think they're definitely gonna take a different approach when they reboot the character himself. I don't know when it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be at the beginning of Phase 4, or even like the end of Phase 4.
Well, one hand, if they do reboot it, don't make the first two movies both Iron Man, kind of lookalikes, to fight them.
Yeah.
Don't have that. Make it a little bit different you can do this for the first movie. Actually, don't even do it anymore now you've done it. Make it a little different. Don't just repeat. That's one of the things people like with the second movie, too. It's like, oh, it's kind of repetitive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same kind of ending with the big guy in the suit.
Yeah. Another good thing about Iron Man 2, though, was we got Don Cheadle as the War Machine. Because they had a different actor for him in Iron Man 1.
Yes.
But I think that Don Cheadle, he's really embodied that role. He's really good as War Machine. I like him a lot.
That was also the thing that at the time, it was very jarring.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
Like, who's this guy?
Yeah, who's this guy? Like, I was confused at first. I'm like, Okay,
Yeah.
where's War Machine?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't make the connection.
Yeah.
You know, eventually, obviously, you do, but still, it's
Yeah.
that's not their fault. They can't help that.
Yeah.
People don't sign them up, and now they sign everyone to multi-year contracts, so that can't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing the same with the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
That's big blow. But anyways, let's now move on to a segment that they like to call Old School. This is where we talk about anything more than 10 years old. It is so simple, Jacob. But Jacob's, I was about to ask him a question, but he's drinking the water. Jacob, it's so simple, right?
Yes, it is.
Exactly. What are we talking about this week?
We're talking about Martin Scorsese's Raging Bull.
Ooh, starring Robert De Niro. This is a masterpiece. It's also got Joe Pesci. It is astonishing. Martin Scorsese is at the height of his early career powers. I love this movie. Martin Scorsese is one of my favorite directors. He's probably like, you know, top. He's right up there as the top. It's like him and Stanley Kubrick, and maybe there's a couple others, but those two, like they're fighting it out. And this movie is amazing. It's stunning.
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't seen this movie until like a few years ago. But then I watched it. I hadn't seen that many Martin Scorsese movies at all, really.
Right, which is a mistake you need
Yeah.
to correct.
Yes, I need to see a lot more. But,
Yeah, they're awesome.
yeah, and this movie is definitely one of his best.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like this and Taxi Driver are like two of his most, greatest movies of all time, pretty much.
Yeah. Those two are often hailed for his early career, and then it's like a fight which one's better. You know, and then like his mid-career, they always talk about Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And now he's like kind of come back into form with Wolf of Wall Street. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, I have.
That movie's amazing.
Yeah. And he has another movie coming out. I think it has Robert De Niro in it again with
Really? When they got Robert De Niro back?
I think so.
Jacob, better you get my hopes up.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay, there you go.
But it has. I know it has a big cast as usual.
He always has a big cast. Except actually back in these earlier movies, he didn't have big cast.
Yeah,
because he didn't have the money yet, probably.
Yeah,
he didn't have the cachet.
And these guys, they were growing like he was, and
yes.
now they're all huge names.
Yeah, Robert De Niro is huge.
Yeah, and in this movie, if you don't know, he's a boxer. He's obviously not a good guy, as you see going into the film, but he's also a very complicated guy.
Yes.
He has a lot of issues going on, like a lot of anger problems, but I think you know the movie better than I do, because I hadn't seen this movie until a few years ago, and that's the only time I had seen the movie. But have you seen it multiple times?
I think I've maybe seen it twice, but I've seen it more recently. So yeah, so he's a boxer, and he seems to be having a fairly successful boxing career. But really, what we see, it's not the boxing is just a thread to tie his life together. Because you start at one point in his life, and you actually end when he's much older, right? And he's in makeup and whatnot. So you see the progression of his life, and you see touchstone moments of his life. And Joe Pesci is his brother. He has a very tumultuous relationship with Joe Pesci. At one point in the very middle of the movie or so, something that kind of passes time, it's just a way to pass time, is this montage, this famous montage scene. You type Raging Bull montage scene or color scene, you'll get it right away.
Yeah.
It's this amazing scene because the movie's all in black and white.
Yeah.
But then halfway through the film, they do this thing where they tie in some of his various victories and fights with still photos, no dialogue, and then they tie it together with color footage, but it's like from a 35mm camera from like the 60s or 70s.
Because it's made to look like home footage.
Like home movie footage, but it's in color, and it stands out, and it has the music playing in the background, and I was just stunned by that right there. I'm like, that right there is perfect. That is a master. That moment is so good.
Because it showed, it was very symbolic because it showed a better time in his life.
Yes.
And it was in color.
Yes.
And now everything after that is all in black and white because that's where he started to go downhill in life.
Yes, this shows the ideal times. Look at because everything in those color shots is everyone's happy.
Yeah.
He's getting married. They're at the pool playing. They're celebrating. It's an amazing scene. Watch Raging Bull just for that scene alone.
Yeah, and Robert De Niro's performance in it, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He probably got at least nominated for an Oscar.
Probably.
I don't know.
And Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
One of them's got to win. He's got to have an Oscar somewhere.
Yeah, same with Martin Scorsese too.
But definitely Martin Scorsese, definitely.
Yeah, but definitely go watch that movie because just to see Martin Scorsese at his prime, not that he's gone down at all, because
right.
again, he's like at the top. Like
Yeah, it's a different stage in his career. There's another director, one of my favorite directors, Akira Kurosawa. He's a Japanese director. I love his movies, and he is like people like kind of debate like which is a masterpiece. And in both his movies, that the debate are very far apart. One's early career came out like '57, Seven Samurai, and then 1985. That was in black and white. In 1985 came out a film called Ran, which Jacob you watched, right? And that's amazing.
Yeah.
And people now usually say, well, that's his late career masterpiece. This is his early career masterpiece, and they're different. They're still his kind of movie, but they're different stylistically. It's the same way you see here, like with Taxi Driver or Raging Bull. It's a smaller film.
Yeah.
It's not that sprawling epic that Goodfellas, Casino, The Wolf of Wall Street is.
Yeah.
Those all have tons of characters. They're like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. Gangs in New York, another sprawling thing.
Yeah.
Right. This is a different stage of his career. Now he's moved on to other things.
He's moving on to Leonardo DiCaprio.
He went from Robert De Niro to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he made so many movies with Robert De Niro, and then he's like, I need a new actor.
I need a new actor.
To just get a movie every single
Yeah.
year. But
Departed. There's another awesome movie.
I love Departed.
Departed's so good. It's so awesome.
You know that's actually a remake of a foreign movie?
Oh, no.
It's a remake of a movie called Internal Affairs. Apparently, it's amazing. Just as amazing as Departed is. But
Really?
I really want.
It's called The Internal. I gotta check that out. We should watch that.
Yeah,
do a thing on it.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, see, we should just do a thing on Martin Scorsese. You got a whole show on him.
Yeah.
Just going through his movies are so awesome.
Yeah. In my class now, for film, the teacher he's teaching a Alfred Hitchcock class. You could have a class on Martin Scorsese too, because he's like automatically up there with Alfred Hitchcock and all the other greats, like
Steven Spielberg, all those guys.
Yeah, they're on the Mount Rushmore.
Yes. Yeah. There should be a Mount Rushmore for great directors. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say about Raging Bull?
I just really like it. And definitely go see it if you're a Martin Scorsese fan or a Robert De Niro fan or just a fan of good film.
Yeah, if you're a fan of a good film, you should see Martin Scorsese movies in general. He rarely misses. He's not perfect, but he's great. But sadly, Jacob, you know what time it is right now, sadly.
The end of the show.
Oh, I'm so sad. I'm about to break out in tears. Where can they check out more great Geeks at the Movie content?
You can find us on YouTube at our channel, Geeks at the Movies. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, Geeks at the Movies. Twitter, Geeks at the Movie. Drop the S. And where can they email us, Shane?
They can email us at geeksatthemovies.ct@gmail.com.
Yes, they can.
So check us out wherever we're at. We want to hear from you. Anyways, my name is Shane Goodrich. This is
Jacob Does the Toast.
And we've been Geeks at the Movies. Buzzers. Buzzers, are you gonna be your mascot? No, I'm gonna be your mascot. Nice mascot. It was.
Try to sit down and just hold it.
Oh, what's those? You mean outrageous? No. Puzzles the cat, ladies and gentlemen.